On today's video, we're going to show you another one of our big installations. This one has cloud balloons, and we're going to show you how we make the cloud balloons and how we hang it. So stay tuned until the end. Cue the intro. Welcome back, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. So we're going to start showing you how we make the balloon cloud, and the first thing you need is fishing line. You know, we normally use 40-pound fishing line, so about 3 arm lengths. How do you say that?
Arm lengths.
3 for 6 feet cloud, 5.5, 6 feet. So I have my one piece of fishing line, and then we have 5-inch balloons tied together. We're gonna tie the knot. Nothing special, just a knot, any way you can. And then the way we inflated these balloons is we have 3 quads of 12-inch balloons, but one is inflated a little bigger than this that you see here, so about 9 inches. Then the other one is inflated a little bit bigger than that, and the other quad is inflated to the max, so an 11-inch balloon inflated to the max. So let me show you the 3 sizes. So the first one, the one you have in your hand is the first one. So this is the first one. It's inflated about 9 inches. This one is a little bit bigger than this one, as you can see. And then we have this one, just a little bit bigger. So that's what we're gonna do. And then after that, we have a quad of 16-inch balloons. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one. You don't need to tie this super tight. So I'm just gonna go over 2 balloons, under 2 balloons, and that's it. You're gonna need to come back to the first quad and tie it again. Again, fishing line over 2 balloons, and then the middle. And then this is the biggest quad of 11 inches. Over 2 balloons, under 2 balloons, and in the middle. And then this is the super big quad. This is 17 inches, 17-inch balloons actually, it's not 16. So it's the outdoor brand. And the difference between this, between a 17-inch balloon and a regular 16-inch balloon, is that it's perfectly round and it's a little bit bigger. The other one is more open. We have this one in the middle. Over 2 balloons. And then we work our way back. So the biggest 11-inch, then the middle one, and this one. Over 2 balloons, under 2 balloons, and then in the middle. Although the sizes of balloons that you see on this side and on the other side are similar, we do not use a sizer. We personally don't like using a sizer. We think it takes a lot of time. Nothing wrong if you use a sizer, and if you feel better using a sizer, go ahead and do it. We personally just eyeball the balloons. We know that one needs to be a little bigger than the other, and we're just going to show you in a second. But I just wanted to point that out. So we like the organic look as well, so if one is a little bit bigger than the other, that's perfectly fine. So notice how I didn't push the quad to leave it flat. I let the quad take whatever shape they wanted to take, because I wanted it organic. I didn't, you know how you normally, like say when you're doing towers, you do one quad and then you just press it flat on the floor and then you put the one on top. We don't do that. We normally just leave the quads to do whatever they want to do, and then they're gonna look more organic that way. I mean, there are many ways to make balloon clouds. This is what works for us. This is how we make them, and I absolutely love the look of them. So there you have it. So now we're just gonna add my mini balloons that you guys know I absolutely love. So we have 4 mini balloons here and 2 balloons here, and we tie them with what it's called a 260, okay? And we use 3 of this, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and then in the back. These clouds are going to be, they're going to hang from the ceiling. So I'm trying to leave my 5 inches a little, like more on the lower side. If they were to be hang eye level, I will be distributing a little more evenly or better. I say like more on top, the middle. But because we're going to look at those clouds from here, then I'm putting my 5 inches towards the bottom. Can you hold it? I just want to see how it is. We recommend that you always step back and look at your work through your phone, because when you take a picture is when you critique your work. That's when you start thinking, oh, I should have done a bigger balloon here or a smaller balloon here or whatever it is that you're working on. That's where you can see all the opportunities. So that's what I just did. I stepped back, look at my phone, and I see that obviously it's not the shape that I want, so I get an opportunity to fix it. So all these 3 balloons shouldn't be like that. Still gonna check again, make sure I like it, and yeah, there you have it. So just give me a second. Yeah, that's perfect. So I absolutely love the look of it. It looks even, but at the same time, it looks organic. And this is how big they are. Approximately 60, 5.5. It's not 60, so almost like 5'8", maybe 5'6". Oh, 5'10", sorry. So there you go. That's how you make a cloud.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna inflate the balloons, and we're gonna start off with the 17-inch balloons. These are the outdoor 17-inch. And I try to inflate these because of the size of this ceiling. And we're trying to make these a little bit bigger so they take up a little bit more space. I'm gonna try to inflate them to almost the max. So again, I'm not sizing these, I'm just eyeballing them. Put this on the side, grab another 2. Now I have my quad of the 17-inch balloons. It's pretty big, like compared to me, pretty big quad, right? Now we're gonna go into the first set of the 11-inch balloons, which are the ones that go on each side of the 17-inch. I'm gonna try to inflate these also to the max size. Now with these, when you inflate them to a max size, you want to let out a little bit of air so that way they don't start popping with just anything that they touch. So our first one, then we go on to the second set. So these, what I tend to do is I go over to the one that I just inflated, the bigger one, and I just want to make them a little bit smaller, right? I could go with this size or I could go with this size. I usually go with this one. So then this one, again, eyeballing it, right? And then to the final set of the 11-inch balloons. Now for this one, you could even use 9-inch balloons if you want. It's just gonna be a little bit smaller. And make sure that this one is fairly the same size. So we have one side of the actual cloud inflated. And if I was to get the 5-inch, this is what one side of it would look like. And now on to the other side. Now, one thing I do recommend is that you have your 5-inch balloons, the ones that go at the ends already pre-inflated. As you can see, we have bags, we have several bags around, and your 5-inch fillers, right? They're also already inflated in several bags. That really helps cut down the time that you're on site. Okay, now that you've seen the venue, can any of you tell me in the comment section if you recognize it? I'm gonna give you a hint. It's from 2 major events that we've done here. So let us know. Okay guys, now we're gonna show you how we hang these clouds. We use 2 fishing lines, one at each end of the cloud to hang them and to give it balance. And now, I already have one hanging from one of the rafters. I'm gonna show you how we hang them from the rafters with the other one. Let's go up. Okay, so over here, as you can see, it's already hanging from the rafter. And what we do is on one end of the fishing line, we do this little loop-de-loop. It's got 2 knots, so it doesn't come undone. Then I go to the rafter and fish it through the middle here. Voila. Now, this is a good spot to show you guys because in case we didn't have the rafters, we would have this pipe going across that we could use, or we could use this light, and even this cable here to tie off from. So just want to make sure that you guys understand that when you're doing this, not just to focus on the one or two things that you can tie off from, but you could also use any other things if you want to change the way it looks. For example, we're trying to do our clouds in this direction, but if you wanted to go in, let's say, a 45-degree angle, you could use this cable, you could use the pipe to hang it from. So just be mindful of that. And when I hang these up, you remember how when we inflated the balloons, we had 3 sets of 11-inch balloons. We had the bigger one, the medium-sized ones, and then we have the smaller ones. What I tend to do is use the ones in the middle, so that way it gives the cloud, perfect balance, and it's easier for me to tie them off with. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. Another thing that we do is we take the bigger size ones, the 17-inch ones, and we mark them with T's. That means that this will be the top of the cloud, so they're going to be hung in this fashion. Now, which is the front. So Alex, what she does is she prearranges the 5-inch fillers, and then to me this is the front, right? I got my T's up here. That means it's going up like this. Now I'm gonna drop down a little bit and the thing is, when I cut these strings, I go 3 wig spans wide, and that gives me enough slack to move up or down to wherever it is that Alex thinks they should be. Again, she's the design director here. Let's put that down. I'm using these chandeliers too, kind of like to gauge the height. We're not trying to leave them level, but I know that we're not going below the chandeliers. So again, I'm tying off from the middle quad of 11s. And I come around 2 balloons. Why? Just in case one of them pops, I know that it's gonna be secured to the other balloon and we're gonna be okay. Now, at this point, I'm not gonna tie it off. I'm just wrapping the fishing line on it. And I'm gonna do the same on this. Again, going from the second smallest, which is this one here. Being mindful of my tops. Wrapping around 2 balloons. Now, again, at this point, I'm not tying them off completely. As you can see, they're not even level, but we're gonna drop down. Alex is gonna get off the lift, and she's gonna tell me whether I need to go higher, lower, which end needs to go up or down. And then that's when I do 3 knots. Let me show you guys now. So what I'm gonna do is, I come around this way, and then I pull all the way where that knot goes all the way in there, and then I do 2 more of those.
Okay, so he's gonna go up now just to see where we need to put that one. But what I do is I stand in the middle of the room, which is this. This is all the focal points, so that's gonna have backdrops and way more balloons and all of that. But I want all the clouds to look great from this angle. So if I turn, that's where I have that cloud there. I wanna make sure that it looks good from this angle, because it's not gonna look perfect from every angle. So I have to pick one, and I will pick the angle that the photographer is gonna pick, hopefully. So your left side, a little lower.
But the height is okay?
The height is good, yeah. So I'm
So
that.
if the height is okay, I can tie this one off.
Yes. So this will be my lowest cloud in this area between the drapes. This area we're gonna have 3, so I'm gonna put another one like over here and one more over here. That's why that one's so low. So now I'm just gonna come to the front to make sure it is perfectly straight, because from where I'm standing is the entrance. So that's gonna be like the first impression. That's perfect. Can you move the 5 inches, please? Now we position the 5 inches so it covers all the holes, and that's how it looks.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. At this point, we decided to change the T's on the top of the balloon to an F only on the front balloon. And that was just so he wouldn't spend so much time trying to figure it out the front. The front was a little more finished than the back because it was like the focal point. So it had a little more 5-inch balloons, and I made sure that the better side was facing front.
Guys, another thing that we use, or we can use, especially because up here all you see is metal. This is all metal. We're using these magnets. In this case, we have these drapes in the way. So the rafter, if you see it right here, is way too close to the drapes, and it doesn't give me enough room to tie off from wherever else that I need. So using magnets is also a really good idea, and easy to use. Obviously I can move that this way or that way, whichever is best. I may be able to tie off from somewhere around here, and if not, I'll find somewhere in these speakers to tie off from. Okay guys, it's about 20 after 10. We got here at 2. We actually accomplished more than we planned on doing. We were just going to come in and inflate the balloons for the clouds, put them together, but we weren't going to hang any up. And in turn, we hung up, how many? 13, 14?
9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17 out of the 35. So we're halfway there. We're going to come back tomorrow. We basically have three days to finish it, but we decided to come in tomorrow and finish as much as we can before they start moving all the furniture into place.
So today's Wednesday.
Yeah, today's Wednesday, so it's gonna give us, we're actually gonna give ourselves a little bit of room to work with before they bring the furniture in, and to be able to use those lifts a lot easier. So we're gonna come back tomorrow. I'm tired, I am done right now, my legs are done from all the bouncing on the lift, and now we're gonna head out. So peace, and we'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back guys. So today is day 2 of the install. Stay tuned. Now let's talk about some of the very important things when you're doing a ceiling installation. First is, how high is the ceiling? Do you have access to a lift? Do you know how to operate a lift? Do you need to hire somebody that has a license so they can operate the lift? If the lift is not an option, then you need to buy a ladder so you can reach the top. And do you have a vehicle to transport that ladder? So all very important questions
at the time of a big ceiling installation. The second very important point is you need to have access to the room before the furniture is set in place, so you don't have to move chairs back and forth. This is a very important point because in most cases, having access to the venue the day before means that your client has to book for 2 days, right? So that is going to impact budget. So very, very important that you ask how long do you have for the installation. So if the day before is not an option, then you're going to need to hire a lot more people to get it done in time. Point number 3, very important, is tear down. Most ceiling installations or big ceiling installations will require you to come back, tear down, clean up. Your client is not going to go up to do it, and the venue most likely is not going to agree to do it either. So be sure to account for the time and resources that you're going to need to complete the tear down as well. Look at those massive 50-pound horses that are being hanged from the ceiling. At this point, we just needed to hang 1 or 2 clouds right in the middle, but we were pretty much done our clouds. Imagine we had to do all those clouds with all those tables and horses and everything in between. It would have taken a lot more time. Point number 4, be sure to do a site visit so you can test what method you're going to use to hang your balloons. We use in a different method here that we use when we hang balloons from a tent. One time we had to do balloons in a barn and it was all wood ceiling. So we end up using a total different method as well. So make sure to check that out prior. Here we're going to add some accent balloons to some of the clouds for the backdrop. So we're using these bubble balloons, the Chinese version of the Qualitex bubble. And a little pro tip here, the instruction is for these balloons is that you have to stretch them before you can inflate them. I inflate them first just a little bit and then I stretch them, and it's a lot easier. Then I just cut a little bit of the neck, and then we use this tool to expand the opening of the balloon. It's a castration tool. I'm going to leave a link down below in case that you need to get one of those. It helps a lot, so you can fill the balloons with anything. So in this case it's cotton ball, but sometimes it's confetti, sometimes it's feathers, or anything that you want to use. We were prepared to make tons of those balloons stuffed with cotton, but for some reason, I don't know what it was that the cotton was causing the balloon to pop. So we end up making just like 8, I believe. When I've used those bubble balloons before without anything inside, and they work perfectly, but the minute I use the cotton balls, then they start popping. So they're not very reliable. I'm just saying this just so when you are trying to make something similar, I will recommend the Qualitex Bubble 24-inch a lot better than this one. This is all the night before, and now you can see Anna, the planner of this magnificent event, adding the final touches. I'm gonna tag her in the comments below, so you go and follow her on Instagram because she is amazing. Thank you, Anna. We love working with you. I'm super excited, guys, because we have the professional video, so you get to see the final product, and you also get to meet Nicole, the beautiful mom-to-be. Enjoy it. And this is the end, my beautiful people. I really hope that you enjoy all the details of this magnificent event and that you learn a thing or two. Please leave a comment below. What was your favorite part? What do you want to learn next? Like this video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. It's the best way that you can support all the efforts that we do in making this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.